So yesterday I talked about her Saturn troubles, and at the end of the video I showed these two guys. For the one on the left, the menacing orange scoundrel, I've already posted videos on his Saturn perils, which are quite considerable and indeed worse than Sydney's, and probably appropriate and just, since his past behavior is exponentially more dangerous than hers. And now in this one I'll talk about the other scoundrel, Crazy Rudy, a man who was once a respected prosecutor and later a popular mayor, only to slowly turn into a fanatical and very corrupt political troll. He has been a key Trump ally during recent years, trying to do the kind of lawyering fixer work Michael Cohen used to do for the Orange Menace, but doing it with a lot more nerve, and I would say with a lot more malevolent dishonesty as well. I'm not sure who influenced who here. Did Trump turn Rudy into a mini Trump? Or did Rudy teach Trump how to ramp up his illegalities based on Rudy's knowledge of the system? Who knows? But one thing is for sure, this pair well illustrates the adage that birds of a feather flock together. Rudy's chart situation is curious in that there is a supposedly verified birth time of 2:30 p.m. as provided by his mother, according to an anonymous source. But this puts the ascendant at super late Virgo, and since times on the hour or half past are often suspect in regard to precision, especially the further back from 1960 that you go, one wonders if perhaps it might be a little off. However, Rudy's physiology is a good fit for Virgo rising, so I'm relatively comfortable using that sign as the first sign. And even if I didn't, he would still have that 4-planet cluster in Leo, as well as the north node of the moon, which means that Saturn is currently challenging the first 2 planets in the group, and next year it will work on the second 2. This spells trouble pretty much any way you brew it. And once you spot Saturn's elevation in this chart, it is in the 10th house and near the zenith midheaven highest points, and notice that it squares the ascendant, you realize it's a planet that can take you to high places by its elevation, but if you play your cards wrong, or better said in Rudy's case, if you cheat at cards along the way, the time will come when this planet switches into its accountability role, and it is then likely to make things really uncomfortable. As to the cheating, we all saw it. During the Trump years, Rudy stopped at nothing when it came to the use of lies, deception, dirty tricks, false statements, etc. And as to the accountability, well, in 2021, we are there with the Saturn oppositions, and in 2022, we are there some more. If, as it seems most likely, the Leo planets are in the 12th house, then even worse, because it will highlight potential criminality with all the attendant risks in that kind of searchlight. Also, a 6th house to 12th house opposition puts your health on the line. Rudy got off pretty lightly from his COVID infection last year, but that was before Saturn got in there. And now he's looking at 2+ solid years of harassment, and the 2 after that aren't much better, since then it'll be squaring his 3 Gemini planets. For 21 and 22 into the spring of 23, we also have to throw Mercury and Venus in there, which means the pressure on his chart is quite intense. 6 out of his 11 planets are getting seriously challenged. And if that wasn't enough, the Uranus that is next to his Sun, and way too close by the way, this is known as a combust planet. The Sun's energy damages it, and in this he is in the same pickle as Trump, which means the person has trouble expressing it in a good way. With both these scoundrels, the Uranian independence of thought is surely there, but the tendency to act it out as rebellious, lawless teenagers is also part of the bargain. And now, in transit, Uranus is going through Taurus, so it'll also be squaring all the Leo planets. Bottom line, it feels to me like Rudy's astrology cycles are pointing to the chickens of retribution coming home to roost.